Hi, everybody. We are live in St. Pete's and the happy hour, Westwood's hustling. We've got friends here. We are super excited to see you guys in the chat. We wish you were here with us, but we're just so excited that you're joining us live in the stream. I hope you can hear me. Give me a 5x5. Let me know if you can hear me. And he's getting his drink delivered to him. So we'll be right back right after this. Okay, so we are live. We're live, and you're going to have to mic us up because nobody can hear us at the event because we were running around talking to everybody. So everybody can hear us on the. It's good they can at least hear us on the video. You guys do us a big favor. Little help. So, wait.
It's a little loud. My bad. Yes, if you go to coinflip.tech, TECH, and you scroll all the way to the bottom, there's a place to enter your email address. And by doing that, you'll be able to go in that hardware wallet, Trezor wallet. That's why you can do is enter your email address, get notifications from CoinFlip. And there's a CoinFlip ATM right outside there where you put.
And when you.
There's a CoinFlip ATM right outside there, folks.
Yes.
You can put that 30 fiat in and get sound money for the digital age out.
And we have a surprise for you at the end of the.
I'll let you
thing,
do that.
So.
Yeah, TECH.
Coinflip.tech. So once you go to coinflip.tech and enter your email, you'll sign up for their newsletter. When you do that, show your phone to the lovely lady at the table there, and she'll give you a ticket. You're going to be entered to win that whole hardware wallet, the Trezor wallet, and we're going to have a drawing for that at the end of the event. Okay. Then we also have a lot of swag. There's a huge bag full of swag. We're going to a swag bag full of swag, as well as the Oculus goggles there. They have a $300 value. And
courtesy of JMac.
Yes.
JMac, our buddy,
JMac,
donated those for the cause.
And do I need to have this close?
You shouldn't have to.
I do not know.
I don't know. Have that guy removed. Get him out. Get him out.
Heckler in the back.
We got a heckler.
What is going on?
Heckle and Jekyll. Okay.
But then you can also buy tickets for.
Clip it on there somewhere.
Where?
Somewhere. It's like.
I don't know where I'm flipping it on. Is that too far over?
No. Just right on there. That should work.
Wow, it's like we should have done this before the show.
Yeah, you would think all the time I spent standing around stretching outside, I could have done something useful.
Wow, it's like we could have done this before the show. Anyway, we good?
Stick that in your pocket or something. Okay, I think we're good. You can
microphone in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? Is that better? Okay. Anyway, we also have, lots of swag, the Oculus goggles. I also have a magazine. Will you hold up that magazine? That is, has been on eBay for over $200. It has signed by Bitcoin Ben, me, Miss Teen Crypto, Mame, not Westwood.
Not me.
But lots of other influencers. It's gone for over $200 on eBay, and so that's another item that we have up for a raffle item. So those tickets are $10 a piece, or 3 for $20, and all that money helps us on our road trips. So
Our happy hour road show that
Yeah.
it's the glamorous life.
yeah,
Spreading adoption. That's really all it
Spreading
is. That's why we do
adoption.
this,
Yeah.
right, Lisa?
Yeah.
We want to help people get into cryptocurrency and
Yeah.
hopefully save themselves because ain't nobody else saving
Get
us
those
right now.
lifeboats out of this dying fiat system.
Absolutely.
So, and you guys, we also could really use your help. You can't hear me. Yeah, they can't hear me.
Not real good.
So,
no, hang on. I'll turn
I
this up a little
also, oh, can you turn it
bit. I
up?
just don't want to fry everybody.
Okay.
Okay, try that.
Can you hear me now? A little bit better?
Is that better?
Better. Okay. I also could use your help. I just had my channel. I would put in timeout. I've been a bad girl. And so I'm in timeout for a week. So we are streaming this show on Westwood's channel. We're on Twitter live right now. But you can also find it on Westwood's channel. So if you guys aren't already, that's kind of going to be our backup channel because we're not going to give up spreading adoption. We're not going to give up telling the truth. So if you'll go to Clint Westwood's channel and make sure you like and subscribe on Westwood's channel and help us share this post.
And you may ask, how do I find Clint Westwood's channel? Well, if you go to clintwestwood.net, that's the website that I have. And then I've got all the links to anything we talk about, all of our sponsors, all of the wallets that we might talk about. You go to that and you'll see a link to the YouTube channel and Twitter, and you'll be able to, that's it. Very plain, very basic, but right at the top, you'll see a link to YouTube. And then you'll also see the Happy Hour Roadshow tour that shows where we're going to be. This is the last stop for this year. Next year, we're putting it together. We're going to see where we're going to end up, but it'll all be posted on there. And it'll be, that'll keep you up to date. So if Litecoin Lisa's channel gets banned
again,
we can always stream it on my channel.
Yeah.
And so
Look, there's our buddy Rice.
Hey,
Rice.
that's the man, Mr. Rice. How you doing, brother?
What's going
Say
on?
hi.
How's
Say hi,
everybody?
everybody. Good to see you.
Much love.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Come tell us what you've been up to.
Yeah. Talk about yourself, brother.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I didn't know I was gonna be talking right now. I don't have to talk in the microphone, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate you guys coming out to this meetup. My name is Chris Rice. My channel used to be called Rice Crypto. Some people know me as Rice TVX. If you're not familiar with my channel, I would definitely encourage you to check it out. I was a very crypto-centric channel, but I've since restructured and cover a lot of freedom-oriented stuff. Study a lot about law, sovereignty, like true sovereignty. The thing about cryptocurrencies, I love crypto, but it's just a tool that gets us to financial freedom. So I look at all kinds of things to give me freedom outside of financial freedom. And ironically, I was out here in Miami for Bitcoin 2021. And on my channel, I got a video where there's a big, huge trash can at the conference. And it was full of these $50 Bolivar notes. So this is hyperinflation because this $50 Bolivar Venezuelan note is worth like 0.6 zeros and a 4 of a penny. There is a dumpster full of these that had hundreds of thousands of these. And even the people that are homeless in Miami asking for dollars didn't even want these at all. So I really encourage people to make sure you're hedging against this inflation that's coming, combination of cryptos and precious metals. But one of the most important messages that I wanted to kind of put out to people is we are both the problem and the solution. And individually, we all need to change that and figure out how you can be more of the solution and less of the problem. And I have a philosophy that I call practice change. And that's all about being the change that you want to see in the world, practicing it daily. You wake up, you reevaluate your life, you look at all the things that you did, and you try to be a better version of who you are the very next day. You can do it in a lot of different ways. It's not a path that it's a set path. Everybody gets to choose their path. It's just a path of change to improve being the change you want to see in this world. One of my biggest gripes is people complain too much about things they don't like, but they don't actually do anything to change the things that they're complaining about. And they're just putting all this negative energy out. So the most important thing that I could try to convey to people is truly be the change you want to see. Set the example you would like for others to follow, and just live that and be an example of that. You can't tell people to change. The best way to show people is individually, you being the change. It inspires other people. The more of us that are doing this, they're taking self-responsibility and self-accountability for the things that we do, the more progress that we can make individually and get away from these controlling systems that want to babysit us adults. I don't think anybody of us needs to be babysat and told what we should and shouldn't do. We should be able to have those liberties over ourselves. So the philosophy of practice change, I would definitely encourage every single one of you watching this video, let's live stream, that's here live in attendance. Think of ways that you can improve yourself so that you can be more of the solution and less of the problem. Because again, we are both. We are the problem and we are the solution. It's which are you going to feed more? Because you're going to feed one of them regardless of if you're doing it or not. So if you're conscious about it and you're mindful, you can truly make a path of change. And again, things like cryptocurrencies just give us that financial freedom. So I just really encourage people to look beyond the scopes of the financial freedom. And if you truly care about sovereignty, I would encourage you to check out Rice TVX. And, again, I really appreciate everybody for coming out here in person. It's a great group of people, and I appreciate everybody for watching on the live stream. I appreciate Lisa and Clint for doing the event.
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you,
Yeah,
brother.
we love you so much, and thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Love you.
Come on.
Oh,
That was a great message.
Hug you
I
down.
love it. Thank you.
I love you.
Hey, and the universe intervenes. No, but that's absolutely right. That's why we do these things. I mean, it's for that whole spirit, really, of humanity, so that we can try to be better people, try to change the world, just like Bryce says, because if we don't do it, obviously the people we elect aren't going to do it. Look what they're living in a different reality than we do. They're not looking out for our best interests. They're going to give lip service. That's what they do. But at a small level, okay, I think about, all right, you go down the road and you see some trash in the ditch, and and people at this point, a lot of people think, why I got to pick that up? I'm paying somebody to do that. I'm paying all these taxes. The government should take care of that. And I think we've gotten into that, frog boiling in water and become so dependent upon government's going to fix it. Why should we have to fix it with all the energy we have to pay to government? They should take care of things, right? I mean, that's, why should we have to do it? But the thing is, they're not doing it. And the only way to change that is to go pick up that can out of the ditch. Do your part. Do everything that you can to make the world a better place. And I like to say, just leave it better than you found it. It's not a difficult thing to do. Just leave things better than you found them. And if we all did that, we'd be in a much better place. We don't need to depend on someone to tell us what to do. We know what to do. We know how to run our lives. So
Definitely.
love it, Rice. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Seriously.
Yes.
I'm glad you came.
No,
Absolutely. Hey, that's why do it out of love, right?
definitely.
When you get people in crypto.
Okay, where are
How many people around here, in this meeting, are actually local?
a lot?
That's pretty
Wow,
awesome.
that's
and,
awesome.
and see, that's why we go to these places, because we can do it in my hometown, or we can do it in Oklahoma every month, but then it's it's the same thing. But by doing this, I'm so encouraged, and I love by being here that you all showed up, and I'm glad that we could be here, to spread the message, so that you've got the opportunity to ask questions tomorrow at the class, and just know that you're not crazy, because a lot of people think you're probably crazy when you talk to them about cryptocurrency. But you know what? We're all in this room. We all gave our energy to be here for a reason, because we believe in something. And don't discount the fact that inside of you what's right. Don't let someone tell you you're not right. Believe in who you are, believe in yourself, and everything's going to be okay.
Well, and take action. And some other people that are taking action are the Estradas.
Yes.
Carlos, would you and Hannah come up here and talk to us a little bit about
Surprise.
how you guys have turned crypto into your family business and what you guys are doing with crypto?
Okay, how are we doing this here?
I'll get out of the way.
I'll just hold it like this. All right, so some of you guys may know us. Carlos Estrada, Hannah, my fiance. So we got the Litecoin watch right here. Okay, so we made the Litecoin and Bitcoin watch. I'm wearing the Litecoin shirt from Litecoin Gaming. So I think it's pretty crazy that we're all here. We went to the Peoria meetup, right? So a couple weeks ago, it was fun. And it was my first time and her first time to actually, be in an actual meetup. We have a Twitter account, we have YouTube, we do all this. And so we love to talk about Bitcoin, Litecoin, and, just to be able to actually meet people in real life. Like, oh, there's actually people next door that I care about Bitcoin and actually, share what we believe in. And so it's pretty cool. And so anyway, we created the watches. And the one thing I can say is it was successful. We did it on Kickstarter. 228 people bought the Bitcoin and Litecoin watches. And it's because these people, right? And actually Clint bought the whole fleet. And so, people like him, but I met people here that bought the watches. And part of the reason why they bought them is because they believe in what they stand for. And it's, the respect for time and the respect for money. And those are two things that are the most important in life, and people don't often think about them. And we wanted to create these watches to represent that because, Bitcoin and Litecoin and cryptocurrencies respect that 9 to 5 that you use to make money. What do you get paid with when you work your 9 to 5? Dollars. And what happens every year? Print it off. You lose 10% of your purchasing power every single day or every single year. And so we wanted to create these, and base our Coin Vigilante podcast and business on Bitcoin and Litecoin, because if you base your business in Bitcoin and Litecoin, you're most likely going to be successful because of what it stands for, because of what it is, the freedom that it brings to people. And so anyway, we're here, we're having fun, we're having a drink, and thanks for bringing us on. Hannah, I don't know if you have any words. We're here with people that believe what we believe, and so it's pretty cool. We got a drink here, and Bitcoin and Litecoin. So Hannah, I don't know, you got words?
Well, I just think that this community is super passionate about this and crypto, and it's super inspiring because when I first met him, or kind of a couple years in our relationship, he found this thing called Litecoin, and he would not stop talking about it. Like, it was nonstop. And I was kind of like, okay, whatever.
You're still with them now.
So like 5 years down the road, I've understood, and I really have taken it to heart with what he's saying with time and money. And it really is it's crazy what's going on in this day and age. And I think Litecoin, Bitcoin, and crypto is the answer. So these guys are awesome to see that they have the same beliefs and values that Carlos does. Because for a while there, I was like, is there anybody else out there that feels this way? So it was really cool to meet everybody. And it's really cool to see this community.
So anyway, it's been amazing. And, we're all here for that same purpose of freedom and power to the individuals and, the power that Bitcoin and Litecoin and cryptocurrencies bring. So thanks for bringing us on. And we're going to have a drink to this. Let's go. Happy hour. Let's go.
Absolutely. Speaking of drinks,
cheers. There we go.
Cheers.
This drink is important.
Yeah. And we are it must be time to bring Pimpy on because the sunlight is
We're in the
coming
sun.
in, and
The sun is
us
shining
white
upon us.
people are turning into ghosts again.
He's floating on the ceiling.
That's crazy.
Uh-huh.
Well, we'll see
So
where
I
he
just
is.
want to know
Is
right
Public
now.
in here?
What's that?
Is Public in here? Public?
We can't
Hey,
see.
my buddy Public, my little brother. You got a minute to come up here? Yeah,
Oh, there he is. There he is.
come up here. So I accused my little brother of getting me in trouble and making me lose my channel, and he corrected me that he was not on the video that had me lose my channel.
There you go. See, remember, it's
Thank you.
it's funny
Here,
because it's
I'll give you
the
this.
which one? This one. It's funny because
Hold that
it's
closer.
we talk
Almost on
about
it.
some of the most crazy out there stuff. We
Mhm.
say things about. Is it working?
He's my what if. I get to say what if on Wednesdays.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
talk
yeah.
woo woo.
Get on.
There you go.
Yeah.
There we go. I got to get all into
You
it.
step around the cow patties and you still end up.
I
that?
still get into it, but yeah, we
We've
do the
never
what if.
been- We've never had a problem with Woo Woo Wednesday yet. I don't think. As far as getting taken down, which is really weird. I mean,
Yeah.
it's So it's like she's getting her channel taken down,
You have to
and
be a little closer.
so she's getting her channel taken down for. I mean, what was one of the most ridiculous ones? Like the actual reason that they stated.
Well, don't say
Well,
it
yeah,
because
we'll get Westwood's
you're gonna lose my
channel.
channel.
No. Oh,
I'll tell you later.
Come on, man.
I'll tell you
an
tomorrow.
idea of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she just got another strike. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. I just got another one.
Something I wanted to talk about, because I mean, obviously we're talking about censorship and getting strikes and all that kind of good stuff. I've had so many issues just this year. I've gotten at least 3 strikes. I've maintained not to get 3 in a 90-day period, but they are constantly telling me that I'm either committing acts or encouraging violence or riots or cyberbullying.
Yeah.
And if you listen to what I just said,
You don't need to hold that under because the mic's not working. Go ahead.
thing that I said that as category, I've argued with YouTube on Twitter and done all sorts of things. Like contacted them via their customer service, which Pimpy told me.
Yeah.
Okay, it just kind of popped out for a second.
No.
We got 1 bar
Yeah,
signal.
so now we start glitching, and
Yeah. So yeah, Rice is up here talking about censorship, and we have a problem. But the big issue is, like, you know, I'm not a big fan of police officers or judges, but at least if you have a situation where you commit a crime and a police officer pulling you over, dealing with you, they try to tell you what you have done wrong so that you can avoid doing it again. But YouTube, they won't even give me they won't even tell me what I am saying that is against their terms and conditions. They're just saying I'm breaking their terms and conditions. I'm saying nothing that I say falls under these categories, but yet I still cannot get an answer as to like what sentence, what words am I saying that are against your community guidelines, because I don't encourage violence, I don't incite riots, and I don't cyberbully. So I'm not really sure how all those things fall in conjunction. But ultimately, the reason why I want to say something about this, the real important thing that people need to realize in the beginning of 2020, and this kind of got washed away, at Christmas time of 2019, there was something called the crypto YouTube purge, and a bunch of crypto channels got affected. I was one of those channels. Christmas Eve, I got my first strike and videos removed. Christmas Day, another strike, more videos removed. And ultimately it was apparently a screw up on YouTube's part. But I've been dealing with so much censorship. Now, Prager University, PragerU, was suing YouTube for 2 reasons. One, the First Amendment. The First Amendment. Okay, that's really important for one. The First Amendment. It's the reason why it's the First Amendment. So that was the first reason. And the second was to get to define whether YouTube is a publisher or a public forum, because you cannot act as both. If you're a publisher, you control the content. If you're a public forum, you have to give equal voice and you can't censor people. So what happened in February of 2020? PragerU lost that suit. A California federal judge said that YouTube is not beholden as a private corporation to the First Amendment. Now, you can, one, invest in these companies publicly. You can use YouTube without an account. I've studied law, I've studied private membership associations, private contract associations. This does not apply. You have a public company in the United States that a federal judge is saying they're private and they're not beholden to the First Amendment. But yet a local business who's supposed to be able to control their business are being told by the local municipality how they can and cannot interact with their businesses. But a public corporation is being said that they're private and the First Amendment doesn't apply to them. So that's a problem. And people need to start standing up for our rights. People need to start standing up for the First Amendment. And this might get dirty.
Well,
You think you want to punch somebody, good Lord.
now they just changed it to where, I don't know if you guys are aware, but they just changed Google or your Gmail, the YouTube, to where you now have to have 2FA to sign in. So for me to have my YouTube channel, because I had a former YouTube channel, which they deleted with 0 strikes during a live stream with Johnny, which is like one of my least controversial shows. They completely deleted my channel and refused any, when I appealed it, they refused to reinstate it. And now I couldn't appeal it. And then that's associated with my phone number. So I had to get the new channel, I had to use my husband's phone number. And so now for me to use the new channel, I'm not able to sign in now that he's not here with me, so I can't. Anyway, it's a big mess because now you have to have 2FA to sign into your account. So since he's not here with me and I'm not on the same IP as him, I can't get on my new channel and even appeal this strike that's happened today. It's like, is this America anymore? Or am I living in China? I'm really confused. So,
Trying to make it China, that's for damn sure.
yeah, they're trying to. Or are they trying to show us what it was gonna be? I don't know. But we do have to stand up. I'm tired of it.
What you drinking like, Queen Lisa?
So, cheers.
Cheers. It's happy hour.
Yeah, it's gotta be happy hour and we gotta do
We
something
have
about
to.
it. And we have to say enough.
Every hour is happy hour for me.
Hey, who is?
Oh yeah,
who
we
is
know.
that masked
We
man
hear
over
somebody
there in the
here.
corner?
We got the shakes over here. You know, the
who's
glasses
that?
rattling.
I'm saying with enjoyment, that's what it is.
I love wine. It's a gin and tonic.
Dude, look how close I am to future baby mama. I mean, that's-
Oh, Mr. Pimpy, how are you?
I'm really good now.
Will you come over and visit with us?
I will.
Be careful and don't trip over
Don't
this.
try to trim me. It seems booby trapped.
I know. Good to see you. Thanks for making it. I heard you had a late night.
Yeah, so I arrived. I think it was supposed to be
I
at
think
1
everybody
o'clock.
can hear you probably.
Is that right?
You're
Well, I'm loud anyways. They can hear
You don't
Yeah,
I'll
you're
need a mic.
loud.
So I arrived last night. I think it was supposed to be at 1 in the morning. But
And you're, see, this is what happened. This is why I said you need to come in here. Because look, I'm a ghost. Look.
I know.
that's funny.
Remember, it's like Dallas.
Poor white
You're
people.
gone. There we are.
It's Dallas all over again.
So we did a live stream.
Yeah.
I'm Mexican. They're white. The white people were blurred out. It was funny. I was like, look, you guys are blending into the background. The one person that you can see in the video is me. Thank God. So I got in here, I don't know, but crack of dawn today. Like it was,
Said one.
yeah, 1. So no, but it was delayed. Oh, like they're like, well, you have a layover in Vegas. I was like, oh, darn.
Oh, yeah.
Darn.
You always end up there somehow.
Darn. The last time I flew on Spirit, they had me stuck in Vegas for 2 days and they paid for everything. I was like, oh, darn. You know, like it's Vegas. Come on now. I'm like, I'm going to be mad. Like, oh, why you got me stuck in Vegas? No, I had a great time. So I'm there in Vegas again. They're like, there's an hour and a half layover. I was like, we sure? They're like, yeah. I'm like, gone to do what I do. We're just playing the roulette tables. But anyways, yeah, I you know, Spirit is, yeah, you know.
Didn't they have a bunch of people stuck in, what was it, like Jamaica or something? Or what?
There were,
It was
how
horrible.
can
They
you,
couldn't even
but
get
you
there.
always get stuck in the greatest places. Like, how are you going to get mad at getting stuck in Jamaica? How are you going to get mad stuck in Vegas? I'm like, oh, darn. I'm going to give you a bad write-up. No. I'm like, they paid for my rooms for 2 days. They paid for my food for 2 days. I love these people. You know what I mean? So, yeah, look.
I know. Be careful.
Yeah, I want to make sure I'm
I
tripping.
have
Booby
like too
trap.
many
You know, we got-
wires. all
Look at this
around.
Pippi
Yeah.
falling over. That's funny. No, it's good. So,
And he's only
look,
had
thank
one
you
glass
everybody
of
for being
wine.
here. One.
Well, turn around.
Wow.
You know,
Yeah, I did. You see when I walked
out?
We're
Right
good.
here.
You know, we
This is
got
what I
you
did.
set
I
up.
just went, wine?
Yeah.
It's open. How dare them?
Mhm.
So, thank you everybody for coming. It's nice to see everybody here. These people want to get educated about what's going on. That's what we're here for. We're here so you can pick out our brains as much as possible. But I am going to give you a warning when you're trying to pick out my brain, just so you know. My brain isn't a. Ooh, never mind. Anyway, so questions? Anybody? Because I heard people are here about dinar. Is that right?
No.
No.
Crypto.
I know, but
We're
some
here
people
about
were asking about crypto. Which one about crypto? Legend. Go ahead.
I'd like to hear, well, actually, I've been watching all your recent videos on the dinar and the difference in exchange rates and stuff like that. Are we any closer in the last, why are we closer right now more than ever before? If you could just, a quick reason.
So we know that when it comes to the Iraqi dinar, there's a lot of people out there that use that currency to commit fraud. So don't blame the currency for that.
Like Bitcoin,
Yeah, they do. Everybody
There's no
right
fraud
now.
in the U.S. dollar, right?
No,
that's
the-
never been used to, you know.
No, so
decimate
when it comes to
populations.
Bitcoin, the discouragement is you see the powers that be doing this. In the news, what are we seeing recently when it comes to Bitcoin? It's the white supremacist choice of currency. And I go, no, don't fall for that. This is an opportunity for people to be financially free of this enslavement. It is. Are they going to endorse that? No. Are they going to fight it? Yes. And we already see the fight now. In the past 3 weeks, I've probably seen 6 articles that if you get into Bitcoin, then you support white supremacy. And I was like, that's a lie. It's a lie. They don't want people learning how to be independent anymore. They just don't. You got Megan Thee Stallion. This is a rapper. She's an influencer. She partnered up with who? Bitcoin to start educating people about owning Bitcoin. Don't be very careful when you listen to the news. They just lie. And I can already see their approach. And I jokingly said, look, I can tell you right now what the next false flag event is. Jokingly. Bunch of Trump supported mega hat wearers with AR-15 shooting up people. Later on, we found out what? That they got their money from where? Owning Bitcoin. So they're trying to kill multiple birds with one stone. Don't.
Are they all wearing khaki pants?
Yeah,
Yeah,
khaki
right.
down.
Right, they're
Yeah.
all-
So I gotta
Sunglasses.
watch for that because it's
They're all
coming.
fit.
You can already see they're setting the stage now. They are setting the stage right now for that. And I go, as much as people don't want to hear this, but that's the truth. You can see it already happen. Orange man bad, guns bad, cryptocurrency is bad. And if you could put them all together in the same event, they're gonna do it. They're already setting the stage now. Multiple articles that if you support cryptocurrencies, especially Bitcoin, then you're supporting white supremacists. And it's a lie.
Everything good is bad. Naturally,
Yes.
it's bad.
Anything that will free you from this enslaved system is bad. All right.
So you mentioned that you partnered with Bitcoin. Is that factual statement? How does one partner with a decentralized entity?
Well, you hire influencers. That's what she did. Megan Thee Stallion is a rapper. We know this. But she put together one of the simplest, best educational videos I've ever seen when it comes to cryptocurrencies. Phenomenal. And I put it on one of my videos, but never posted yet because there's another friend of mine. He is a true influencer. We're going to do a live show together. But he's like, do you see what they're doing? I go, yeah. Megan Thee Stallion is a rapper. She is black. She's an influencer. Whatever she says, people are going to go towards that because she has a strong following. But if it's truly a white supremacist cryptocurrency, then why the hell would black people be supporting it? You see where I'm going with this? Don't fall for the media. That's a good. Whoa.
Well, who funded it?
George Soros.
It's a rhetorical question.
So sometimes you need to take a step back. Don't look at things from 10 feet away. Look at things from 30,000 feet away. See the bigger picture. On my channel, you guys hear me talk about him all the time. Robert Dean. He's a friend of mine. CIA. I don't know if he's alive today. I know he had cancer, and I know he could have cured it, but he said, I'm tired of this world. I just want to move on. And it's sad to me because since I was young, in my 20s, this fool would just pop up in my house. You know what it's like to come home, and this guy's like sitting in your front room drinking bullet? It's like, seriously? And we would have these great conversations. He's like, I like you, man, but I'm going to teach you about stuff. And he would teach me a lot of things. And that is, don't trust anything, question everything, and look at things for what they're not what they are. And so I'm grateful for that. So every approach that I have when it comes to anything, I question it. It doesn't make a difference how upfront it looks like you could benefit from it. Those are the ones I question the most. All right. Go ahead.
And how do they find you?
This is Pimpy.
My name is
This is
Pimpy.
my friend Pimpy.
Pimpy. I have my own YouTube channel. It's called Pimpy's Investment Chat. So I set out to people, what do you guys want to talk about the most? They're like, well, dinar, Vietnam dong, gold, silver, which I love, and cryptocurrencies, which, I'm
Still on the fence a little bit.
It's not that I don't trust the crypto. I trust the crypto. I trust the premise behind it. What I don't trust is our government. That's what I don't trust. They will interfere with it. They'll find a way to interfere with this. So with all the people I talk to, they create cryptocurrencies. Decentralized is what you want.
Mm-hmm.
There's no control over that. Centralized, they can control it. But people are, oh, tinfoil hat. No. We're beyond that now. You understand? I've been talking about the so-called Illuminati, the so-called New World Order since the 90s. And now all of a sudden, in my lifetime, I see them right now doing what they're doing. The Great Reset is the biggest threat to the world right now. The greatest threat to the world. I've interviewed sheriffs. They're constitutional sheriffs. You want to support your sheriffs. They are the last line of defense against the tyrannical government. They have the power to arrest even a president if they're in their territory and commit a crime. and they will do it. Your sheriffs. Now I see George Soros funding elections for sheriffs. I'm like, dude, I talked to Sheriff Mack. He has his own, he started an organization for constitutional sheriffs. Love him to death. Love him. He's going around educating sheriffs right now on the Constitution. I said, what's the craziest thing about it? He goes, they don't even know anything about the Constitution. I was like, what?
But they take an
They
oath.
take an oath.
They
He goes,
take an
they're
oath to
they're
the
committing fraud.
Constitution.
If you swear an oath to something and you have no idea about it, that's a fraud. Yeah. So he's going around educating them, saying, look, you don't get it. The Constitution is very careful, very specific about the powers that you have as a sheriff. You see, cops fill out applications and they become cops. But sheriffs, they're voted in by the people. They are elected officials. That means their love and dedication and loyalty is to the people, not an application. See what I'm saying? Sheriffs are our line of defense.
Police policy.
Right. That's what Cliff said that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Police policy. They enforce policy. And if you think about that, it's
What are
right
we
in your
seeing right
face.
now in the news? What are we seeing right now? There's sheriffs saying, I'm not going to enforce the mask mandate. That is unconstitutional. We see it everywhere. Everywhere. And then what does the media do? Attack them. What do they do? Oh, they're part of the Oath Keepers. You know, that white supremacy group. Oh, they're part of the Proud Boys. I go, do you realize Proud Boys? This guy's Puerto Rican. You know what I mean? Stop listening to the media. Cut them off. Seriously. The new shareholder in CNN, thank God. The new CNN, the majority shareholder, he just bought a ton of shares. He's like, we're going to take CNN and we're going to go back to reporting real news. Hopefully. But you see what's happening is they're firing a lot of people. No, just like 2 months ago. So where's Chris Cuomo? Gone. Where's Don Lemon? He'll be gone soon. They're gone. He said, we want to go back to reporting real news. So that's what you're going to see happening. So hopefully they do. But we want them to cover the real news. Look, the one thing that people are like, if you had to choose the first place to attack, where'd you do it? The news. The news is controlling all the narrative. There's people who are being misled on purpose. There's a goal out there. They have an agenda. It's not a good agenda. If I'm a communist, do they ever attack us with guns on the shores? Nope. You know what they do? They go inside and kill us from the inside. And how they do that? Compromise our officials. They do. They're compromised.
But it's not new. I mean,
No, it's not new.
You can.
Well, it
That's
comes
what
down
our
to the
culture-
money because there's unlimited money. They can buy off anybody they want. They can fund all
That's a
these
damn
three-letter
shame when
agencies.
you sell like entirely.
That's all it is. They can print it all, create it all. That's how these things
NBA,
happen.
anybody? NBA? Taking the knee? Owned by China.
Mhm.
LeBron James this year became the first NBA billionaire with endorsements. So I'm going to give you something to think about. There's 327 million people in the United States. That's our entire population. China got 1.4 billion. Over 300 million of them love basketball. Who are you going to market to? Not us. So take a knee against our anthem. Speak shit about our flag. Talk crazy about our country. Not because they believe it, it's because they get paid to do it. Don't support those people. Don't do it. I love sports, I do. It breaks my heart to see where we're going to this. It does. But I will not watch a football game. I know I'm wearing a jersey. People are like, yeah, sorry, just give it to me as a gift, But I'm not going to do it. I'm not. People are like, oh, your Rams won the Super. No, I don't care. They're like, your Lakers won the championship. Like, I don't know nothing about it because LeBron James, I gave him the nickname. I just call him the bitch is what I call him. Sorry, curse word, people. But he's the worst. The worst. Talking about I'm going to speak out against injustices for people, but won't say anything about what China's doing to the Uyghurs over there. No, you're a fake. You're a phony. Every time you see him open a book, where's he at? The first 2 pages. You're not really reading the book, you fake. You know what I mean? This is stuff stuff that I spot that most people will go, I didn't think about that. Of course you don't. That's the benefit of having a friend that's CIA. Okay? That's where we are. So anyways, not to get too political, but right?
And the channel's gone.
Are you a comedian now?
I have a quick question on Shiba. I have not purchased any yet.
Oh.
And I'm wondering, because the crash that I've been hearing about,
No.
Yes, you should. You're crazy.
Oh, I'm out.
Not
Good Lord, somebody let in the most talkative person. There he is back in the back. Stand the man. What's up, my brother? I can't get a word in. You think I talk a lot. When you do interview, you talk over me. You don't. I'm just kidding. So, people know how I feel about cryptocurrencies. I'm a huge fan of.
About Shiba. Anyway, Shiba has its own blockchain. It's has its own exchange. It's got a huge market cap. It's a solid project. It started out as a meme coin, but
It's a joke.
it's solid and
Yeah.
a joke.
Satoma, the same thing.
But you want to
Fatima.
buy in on the hype.
Well, yeah, but it was like, you're
Yeah,
not pronouncing
but
it
wait.
right. Watch, how do you pronounce it?
Satama.
What is it again?
Satama. It's not Satoma. There's no O in the word at all.
I put it in there.
I'll
That's
fight
it.
you
Look,
about this.
look,
No.
look. Pimpy
No.
said it's Satoma. It's Satoma.
It's not Satoma. There's no O in the word at all. Yeah. I'm still gonna fight you about it. No. Yeah. So Shiba's, I think, a great project.
I'm in Florida.
These guys. I mean,
Get
yeah.
the tanks out.
But don't ever buy a coin when it's hyped up or when it's too high or when it's on up. Yeah.
I haven't stopped thinking about such things.
And then also look at
Oh,
the
fuck
max
it, dude.
supply.
I want her so bad.
Because some of these meme coins, like
Right.
Shiba's got like a trillion coin market cap. In order for Shiba to even get to, I think, a penny, it would logically have to pass up the market cap.
You see how they're burning?
There's
They donated
that's
to.
Fatima though. They're talking about Shiba.
No,
You're
Shiba,
talking about two different.
they send like 50% of their coins to Vitalik.
That long ago though.
But he burned 50% of the tokens.
After he gave it to
Bitcoin's only got 20.
Went to COVID.
And there's 19 million already been mined left, and everybody's trying to
So
chase.
they send this guy.
Okay, sorry. We're now having a conversation amongst us instead of talking to the people. I apologize.
It's geek talk. My bad. Geek talk.
What's that? We're not even having a conversation. This is what happens when we all get together. I apologize. Okay.
I played that video over twice.
Okay, I know. This is what happens when we all get together. Okay. So yeah.
Buy gold and silver.
Yeah, I mean,
Buy
seriously,
gold and silver.
I mean, that's
Buy your
always sound
cryptos,
good.
do your research, have it in your own possession, buy low and hold this stuff. The reality is whatever you can buy right now and get out of dirty fiat, get out of this failing dollar, make those choices and hold it until right now, cryptos are the bridge out of this failing dollar
Stop
system.
watching it. Value drop down.
Make your
Get past
choice into crypto, into gold and silver, and let's get through these couple of years of this failing dollar.
Yep.
And then you guys can decide what you want to get into or whatever. You know what I mean? Right now, it's not about fighting against cryptos or what coin is better than the other. It's about getting your wealth and your assets into some hard assets that we can get through this crisis
You
together.
want some?
Oh,
Okay.
there, he brought us swag.
So I got different size. My bad. I was going to give away.
No, you're good. Pimpy loves to steal the show.
What about regulations? The government just steps in and they just.
It's not going to happen anymore. After what
If
happened
you're
in 2020.
decentralized,
Nobody's got a voice.
it doesn't matter. Don't give them your energy. You're decentralized.
Like, like a moon camera.
If it's decentralized, you don't give them your energy.
Yeah, if it's a decentralized currency like Bitcoin, like Litecoin, there's very
Right.
few that are truly decentralized anymore. And all of us decide to have a new currency. We all say we're not going to participate in the game anymore, and we invent our new currency, and let's call it Litecoin. If we do that, if we invent a new currency and we all decide to run that network, to run that constitution, that code, who can stop that? It's our computing power that does that. We need one of these barrel guns.
I know.
But
Use your medium.
you have
Maybe
control
decided
of your
to-
wealth, unlike the control of the live stream.
Yeah. We'll take a minute and let Pimpy throw shirts around. So
We point out also that if everyone talking about a coin, you too like wait.
Right, exactly. Don't follow the herd. If everybody, well, thank you, public. Be a contrarian. If everybody is trying to get into a coin and the hype's out there, don't buy into it. Go the other direction, because not everybody's going to be right. You know, you think about it. If you've got 60% of the people wanting to invest in something, the other 40%, all you got to do is wait, because at some point that money stops flowing, and then just buy the dip. That's all you got to do is just buy the dip. I mean, one of my biggest lessons in life is being a contrarian. If the herd's going one way, and they call it a herd for a reason, don't go that way. Go the other direction. You know, because look around. I mean, you know, the majority of the people aren't always right. And a lot of things happen that right now, especially, you look around and you see people that just willfully, you know, believe in certain things. You got to look at yourself and you got to understand who you are and what you want out of life, what makes you happy, and follow your gut, your feelings, your instincts. You got to know that you are, and you know, I'll get a little spiritual. You got to know that you are a spiritual being. You are created by God. Call God whatever you want, the universe, the oversoul, God, Jesus. It doesn't matter. We are all part of that universal essence, and we're connected to that. All we have to do is look inside ourselves. We're connected right now. Don't fall for all the illusions, the matrix that's out there, because they've created it with fake money. And they've stolen that from you. They've stolen your energy. That's all money is. It is a valuation of your energy. And you used to be able to take a dollar bill that had not even a dollar bill. It was a silver certificate. You used to be able to take that into the bank and get an ounce of silver, you know, a one, exactly, a dollar coin. They took that away. They took the silver out of the money. They took us off the gold window in 1971. We are backed by nothing, and they can create as much as they want to create right now. And they just rob you every single day. Look at the price of everything.
Let me give you an example.
The price of everything. Inflation.
In 1932, ready for this? In 1932, the average cost of a house was $3,600. If you compared it to gold, that means you needed somewhere in the neighborhood of about, I did this example in my video.
What was it, 35 ounces? 35?
No, it was like 177 ounces of gold back then for your home. If as time went on, if you never did anything to take away from the amount of gold or add to it, the same amount of gold back then, today could buy you a house. Now take that same 177 ounces, multiply times its value today, it carries this purchase value. Its purchasing power has never left it. You can't say that about the dollar, because homes right now are in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. The same amount of gold back in 1932 could buy you a home today. You see what I'm saying? It holds its purchasing power. That's real money. So people always complain about, oh, we want the real minimum wage. We want the real value of money. Okay, so let's go back to silver. Silver. Any combination of $1.40 from 1964 coins with silver in it, 90% silver. Quarters, dimes, 50-cent pieces, dollars. Any combination of $1.40 is 1 ounce of silver. If you were paid in silver today, $1.40 in 90% silver coins, you would have, what are we at right now in silver, by the way? $23. So you're going to talk about how you want $15, $16? Get paid in silver. Guess what you'll have? You can pay them $1.40, and they'll have $23, $24 in silver. Do you see what I'm saying? When it comes to precious metals, its value is always carried forward and never changes. Right now, we're seeing central banks around the world buying gold like we've never seen before ever. I heard silver.
All right. I got a lesson.
I'm like a leprechaun.
Yeah, exactly. Right here I have in my hand.
This is part of what we talk about.
This is what I'm going to talk about tomorrow in the crypto class from 11 to 1. About what sound money is and how to get into sound money, you know, because we're in a digital age, you know, we need digital money. What is sound digital money? That's what we'll talk about tomorrow. This right here, I have 5 quarters.
Wait,
What?
a question, and I'll give out a copper.
Oh, I want to play. I'm sorry. Copper's going up too, by the way.
Ask the, what was the
The bill?
No. What was the,
Hear that sound of real money? You
was
hear
the-
it in their hands.
what was the wage in whatever
Oh, yeah.
date you're going to.
1964. What was minimum wage? How much? 55?
47 cents? $47.
$1.25?
No.
How much?
What year?
225, 250.
What year?
Hey, what are we bidding on the Oculus here? We got 250 right here, $250. You see 275? Do I get
250, you got it in the background?
Yeah, hey. All right, yes.
The best example that I heard was using Married with Children. If a guy back in the mid-'80s can work at a shoe shop and pay for that house as a one-income family.
Exactly.
Oh, that's sad. Think about
And have that, and have Peg Bundy marching around and.
That hurts. If Al Bundy as a shoe salesman can pay for that house.
Right.
What is the problem with the dollar?
What is wrong? The problem is this though, because minimum wage in 1960.
Wait,
Yeah, well, Public got it, but you know, he had inside information, I think. It's $1.25, 1964. Okay, awesome. So $1.25 is what you made in minimum wage in 1964. Would you take $1.25 for minimum wage today? But what if I paid you in this? This was 1964 quarters. $1.65? Man. And you know what? Right now.
Would you rather be paid $1.65 in silver coins versus $1.65 in regular crappy fiat dollars?
And this is the point. $1.25 in quarters in 1964 had 90% silver in them. That's worth over $20 right now, what I hold in my hand. $20 an hour, minimum wage. Did we keep pace with that? We didn't keep pace with that because now it's like 13. People are saying, I'll pay you $15 an hour because the free market's working. They need to hire people.
How many of you here think that $20 an hour is a good wage? $20 per hour. Go ahead, raise your hand if you think it's a good wage. $20. Decent, huh? If you get paid in silver, you understand that it's higher than that. Higher. Silver, 90% coins, all day long.
Right, take them.
Silver. I'll take them because I know when I want to exchange them for the crappy ass fiat.
Well, no, because it turns into this, like Rice was talking about. It all turns into this. It goes to nothing at some point. You know, you look at foreign currency and you're like, well, I don't know what value this has. I have no idea. This could be $1 million US dollars, but you don't know because all of it's an illusion. It's fiction. It's nice, fancy artwork. Speaking of artwork, I'm going to go to the Salvador Dali Museum here in a couple of days. But I mean, right next door, it looks pretty cool. But you don't know what this is worth until someone tells you this is what it's worth.
Yes.
The government tells you it has value, and then you believe it.
The only way this carries any value is if people believe that that's the value and support it. But one day, it's coming soon, that people are going to go, you know what, the US dollar is not the value that it counts. And they're going to quit on that dollar. God forbid if you're not ready for this, because you will lose everything. In 2008, going to 2009, when we had a big failed banking and the real estate bubble, we're talking about people had nest eggs. They were already retired, 40, 50, 60% of their money gone in the market crash. And they used the rest of the money to do what? Survive. And then you had to go back to work. Don't beat the people. Because you know who survived?
Exactly. And you know how the Hiltons got rich? They heavily invested in silver.
Yeah.
And when the Great Depression came, they bought all these properties for 10 to 20%.
It's happening now.
That's on the dollar.
Farms across the world, right now, across the United States, right now. There is a company going out paying 4, 5, 10 times the actual value. You know who that company is?
No, it's in China.
BlackRock.
Okay.
And why is that, Pimpy? Because they have access to the funnel before all of us have access to it. And so they can buy it all up, and then we have to struggle and say, wait a minute, why is our house so expensive? Well, they're already on the market because they own it all. Because they had access to that free flow of money before we had access to it.
What did they tell you? You won't own anything, you rent everything, and you'll be happy. So how is that going to happen? Because they're buying up everything, and they're buying that at a ridiculous amount of money. So people are like, it's kind of hard to resist. I understand that. If someone say to me, look, what you're doing right now for a living, I give you $200,000 a month just to keep doing what you're doing, but I want you to push a specific message. It's kind of hard to turn down the money. It is. But that's where people got to go. You know what? It's not about the money anymore. It's about what it is they're trying to do to us. Barbados did the central bank digital currency. And I told everybody, no, to follow that, watch right behind the CBI, which is Universal Basic Income. Guess what they announced 2 weeks ago? Every Barbados person now, through the central bank digital currency, has $600 a year. That's how they're going to start. $600 a year, Universal Basic Income.
Hey, here's your speaker fee.
Yes.
We got you hooked up, brother.
$50 bill.
Yeah, $50. What's that worth?
Hey, I wanted to, Pimpy.
Oh, Venezuela's quite worth
Have you ever met
minus
Jason?
something.
Oh, man. Right.
Have you guys ever met? So
poison your
I wanted to bring on, come on over here.
I don't know if that
Hey,
works.
we got some guy
Yeah.
here that, I met him at the Litecoin Summit in 2018. He got he's got the shirt on.
I know what the
That
breaks
was,
are.
he did. He's right on it. He flew in on his helicopter today, since we're in an airport. And, this guy, I'll tell you what, Joe, since the early days when I was in crypto, 2017, here we are, we're doing, what was it? Ether Delta, swapping stuff.
Yep.
And you're
Contracts.
teaching everybody all this stuff. Yeah, it's just like, okay, if we do this and do that. Joe has been so important. This is JSnip 4.2. What do you got, your second channel?
my second.
Yeah. The sniper.
I got terminated.
JSnip 4 right here. But he is more than, I'm going to shut up here in a minute. But he is one of the people that I looked at in cryptocurrency. And, you're solid. You actually gave a crap about people. You didn't try and scam people.
Yeah.
You wanted to get people in a situation where they could use that tool to enrich their lives and to benefit from it. And you were out there just going through it, hey, because you were a silver guy. You went through all that stuff just like I was. And then you saw this new opportunity and said, wait a minute, this is real stuff.
Yeah.
I want to teach the people about it.
Yep.
And you continue to do that. And I'll tell you what, I need a big hug because you have done so much for people in cryptocurrency to get them
If
into
they
it.
start crying, then we gotta, no more drinks.
Yeah, I started back in 2013. I've been doing YouTube videos forever, since probably 2009. My channel got terminated a little earlier this year because they don't want you talking about certain things. So I created a second channel, JSnip 4.2. It's currently intact for now. But, in 2013, people were asking me, Joe, what about this Bitcoin stuff? You heard about this Bitcoin thing? And I'm like, yeah, I've heard about it, but it's digital. It's not, you can't even hold it. At least $1 you can touch, I'm not messing with that. But I said, I will look into it since so many of you are asking, And so I spent it was when I was out in Tennessee mostly, and we were there for 6 months. And about 3 months into it, I was researching quite a bit. And I'm like, man, there's a whole lot to this Bitcoin that is way different than my initial thoughts of what I thought I knew.
Right.
And I'm like, no, I'm reversing what I said. I come out and do a video. I'm like, hey, you guys been asking me about this Bitcoin. We need to pay attention to this and start getting involved because this is way different than what I thought. I know I initially told you I wasn't going to, I wouldn't mess with it. You can't even touch it like $1. I go, but it's the digital world. And I think there's really something to this. So we need to, basically get involved. And I remember at one point when I got back to Florida, I'm like, hey, there's this other coin called Litecoin.
Oh, I remember the early videos. You're in the car.
The damn thing was 12 or 13 cents back then, I think. And I'm,
it was sick. You're doing videos like
now it's
you might
$200
want to buy this Litecoin. I remember that, in the car, doing that.
Yeah, even that was like when it was $30, I think.
Oh, it's crazy.
I'm begging people like, just buy this damn thing. I'm telling you, just hold on to it. And it's got as high as, $400 or so. So yeah, I'm not anybody special. I'm not anybody, any different than anybody else. I was raised very lower middle class, to be honest.
There's a lot of special people here today.
So, I was kind of lower middle class. We lived in an apartment complex, got our first house when I was about 18. My dad and mom needed me to co-sign to get the house. And, I had just a basic job, I think at McDonald's or Arby's or something. And,
Arby's kicks ass.
So I'm just saying I wasn't handed things. I was just normal, middle class. And I just saw something, wrong with the banking system, with everything. I just started realizing everything's a lie. History, literally from the stuff we get involved in wars. I started looking at 9/11 type stuff. There were some interesting things there that didn't make sense. And you start to see this pattern. Gold, where'd the gold go that was in the bottom of the World Trade Center? It's missing. The gold doesn't just evaporate. Where did it go? Just weird stuff. And then, Bitcoin just kind of plays a role into this in cryptos. It's the, kryptonite of the banking system. And even today, I'm reading an article from the IMF or somebody poo-pooing Bitcoin. Oh, it's it's like, yeah, that's their enemy, but it's not an enemy to the people. And I would just come out here and do my videos and say, look, I'm buying this coin. Here's the reason I'm buying it. I'm going to sit on it for this period of time. Hopefully maybe it'll do something sooner or whatever. And they would skyrocket. And we just, you don't always get them right, but take your profits. But the bottom line is the financial system is, we just got a thing passed for 2.5 or 2.1 trillion now. No, kick the can.
Yeah, they said it actually, the CBO or whatever said it'll actually cost us 3.8 trillion.
Yeah, because we're paying interest on that.
Right.
Why would our government or any government in the world create a dollar that you have the power to create as a government, relinquish that power, give it to a private bank called the Federal Reserve, and say, you guys deal with that, and they create the system that says, well, yeah, we want bonds from your treasury, and we pay these dollars we create to the people who own those bonds. Right, completely against unconstitutional, but
they just
they
want to
did
enslave
it.
you.
And sorry, so again, 1913, the Federal Reserve Act comes into play. It's a skeleton crew at Congress at Christmas time. No one knows it's happening. They go and pass a law.
And then what happens? You got the income tax right on top of it.
2-3 years later, income tax. Here you go. Got to pay your taxes.
Yeah.
President
Right.
Abraham Lincoln,
Always.
when they won the war, basically, Lincoln said, well, we had to create the greenback, the dollar, because we didn't have enough gold and silver. Neither did the South. So the North says, well, we're just going to print these. Trust us. It's backed by the government. The people said, all right, it works so well. He wanted to keep it. And got his head blown off shortly after. No, back to the central bank system. So we are rapidly approaching a point right now where we're not going to be able to pay that debt, that interest. It's not possible. You can't take a credit card to pay off another credit card to pay off another credit card. Soon the credit cards run out. Or if you keep issuing credit cards, you're going to have interest that's so much, even if the interest rate's low, the amount's so huge, the amount is going to be, carrying a ton of bricks on our backs that we can't handle. So they know this. Everybody knows this. They're going to crash the system. That's what we think anyways. They're going to crash the system. The Great Reset, as we keep hearing these elitists talk about.
Well, let me stop you there. Instead of the Great Reset, let's call it the Great Reject, because
Right.
that's what we need.
We
to
think
do.
we're going
The
to
Great
reject it.
and
And
don't
if-
participate.
Right. So if you're participating in crypto, we believe that will be that system that helps reject that Great Reset. But those people who are doing the Great Reset, they know about crypto. And I think they've got their own plans, honestly, to introduce certain coins, maybe some central bank stable coins or
Absolutely.
something later down the road. But for now, while they still say it's kind of the wild, wild west of crypto, fine. Because when the hardcore regulation comes and stuff, it's not going to make it suck for crypto automatically. But right now is a great time to get in.
This
And
is the bridge. The next
It can change
couple
your
of
life.
years.
It can
You
change
are-
your life.
You are
This
living
is-
proof.
I paid all my debt off. I mean, everything. I paid all my debt off, my house, cars, got my wife a new van for the first time ever, like buying a brand new. We typically would buy a 2-3-year-old vehicle. Bought a brand new car, brand new truck. And he was joking about me flying in on a helicopter. I didn't fly in, but I did actually buy a Schweitzer 300 helicopter that I'm learning how to fly. And because these things have done so well, they've done so well. I'm just thinking I want to get out of debt. I want to be in a nice, comfortable position and teach other people the same thing. Get out of debt. We say lick your ice cream, which means when it's way high, take that profit, lick your ice cream. Don't let it melt, because it will melt. The crypto will dump on you. And then you're like, oh my God, I'm under the price I paid. Oh, I'm feeling sick to my stomach. And then you have to wait and it goes back up again. So when you see this huge profit, take your profit, even though you know it's going to go higher. Doesn't mean you have to sell all your crypto. But that's what I've done. I have a bag that I hold. I don't ever touch it, no matter what, until I see these high numbers that I go, that's the price I'm selling at. And then I have my trade bag, and I do trade in and out. I try to catch the top, sell it, catch the bottom, get back in. It's not always successful, but most of the time it is. More times than not.
And that's the other thing you've been.
But that's dangerous.
You've also been really honest about when you've missed the bottom
Sure.
of the Litecoin thing. And
Absolutely.
I
I sold
Yeah,
Litecoin
I
at $25 and $6.
That was epic.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's like, oh, you sold at the bottom. That was a
But people
G-snip
don't
signal.
talk about
Right,
that
yeah.
a lot of times.
It was a-
people don't talk
It'd
about
probably been
it,
the worst
so
part
I
of
have a lot of
time to
respect
sell
for you
that.
for
But
sharing
I said,
that.
you know what? I've got some information on Bitcoin Cash. I'm taking that money we just sold for Litecoin at the bottom, going into Bitcoin Cash, and then people followed me into that too, and we wrote it back up and actually made it all back. It was no
Yeah,
problem.
I think that's awesome.
Could
You're
that
really
not have happened that
honest
way?
about
Sure, but that was a trade. It doesn't mean I dumped my whole bag.
Right.
So it's not that big of a
But
deal.
you trusted yourself. That's
I
what
trusted
admire about
myself,
you.
and
Because you've always just said, I'm going to get through it. Doesn't matter.
And I'll tell people that typically this is what I'm doing.
Yep.
And I'm at a point now where I'm playing with house money because it's done so well. So I can, when you do take a hit, it's like, it wasn't even my money.
Right.
At this
It's like
point.
you're living in a different world now.
And with the recent dump, man, there's no better time to get in, honestly, if you're not in yet, or buy some more. Now, of course, there's always the opportunity or possibility, and it's probably a decent possibility. We're going down more.
Very well could.
And if you get in now, again, it sucks to go, oh my God, I'm down 30%. I just got in. Man, I wish I waited a week. It is what it is. But if you have the cash to get more on the way down,
Because
then-
that dollar
then
is
get
just
more.
becoming this all the time.
That's right.
So you can't lose in the long run.
Your
By
dollar
getting rid
sitting
of
there
this.
doing nothing isn't doing anything for you. Yeah, it's a little bit of a gamble, but I'd rather gamble that than trust this system when we see
Exactly.
what's happening.
Yep.
It's a
exactly.
criminal system, to be honest with you. So I'm trying to weasel my way out of it. And I'm like, oh my God, when I paid that house off, I go, I'm out of debt. Like I'm 43 years old and I'm out of debt. And I've only had this house for 3 years. And I'm going, oh my God, that feeling is, I can't describe it. You don't know it. It's like black magic. As one of my friends told me, it's like, this is black magic on you. And you broke the black magic. There's only one way to break it. Is to get out of the debt because you're stuck into that system. You're born into the system. So when you break free of the black magic, they can't do it to you. And you can actually feel it and tell. And you feel honestly like, a new person. And it's fascinating that really is true because it happened to me.
Yeah.
And I was just like, wow. So, I mean, I'm just one person. There's probably plenty of stories like me. And I just want to come out here and, like on my YouTube and stuff, just tell people, what's happening and what I'm doing and why I think you should do it. You absolutely don't have to listen to me at all. But everything I'm telling you is true. I'm not going to tell you, well, this is what's going to happen in the future. And I'm just what I'm going to do in the future. And I've already done it. I've already captured some incredible gains off this stuff.
You've done very well.
Veritasium was one of my first big ones I did great on. And I had people follow me right into that trade, and they did even better than I did because some of them went
They got the
way crazier.
$1.50 instead of $3.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
So, anyways, well, there's a few pages. Yeah, there's quite a few people that were like, I'm gonna go, Joe, you're doing Patreon. I'm gonna go join you, man. You really helped me out. So,
Cheaper than paying somebody to follow.
Well, that's it.
That leads you down the road and then.
anybody hear the name Jim Cramer on CNBC?
Oh,
I think
gosh, do the opposite. Do the
that
opposite.
guy's track record is so bad.
Do the opposite.
He ought to be criminally charged to get people into these crap stocks and then tell them, oh, hold on to this one. I'm telling you, hold on.
Okay.
That guy's worth over $200 million. And here I am. Typically, until my Patreon, started, I would come on YouTube and just tell people, hey, this is what I'm doing. People call me crazy. And most of the time it worked out. So I'm like, I told you I'll get the last laugh, and luckily I guess I did, but everyone else can get that last laugh too. You just got to get involved and say, you know what, I'm going to do this. Now, again, don't put in more than you can afford to lose, because when it does dump on you, it gets extremely emotional because you put in more than you should have. And that's when you panic and go, I'm going to sell. I got to sell. And then as soon as you do, it goes back up. And now you're mad and you can chase it back up again. And you're just going to lose money by doing that. Don't do that. Keep your HODL bag. Again, the HODL, hold on for dear life, that you don't touch. And then you go, I'm going to take 10 or 20% of that or whatever. And that's what I'm going to play with. Even on the Coinbase app where you just do manual trades if you have to, if you feel like it. Or join an exchange like Coinbase Pro where you can put limit orders, things like that, which we're not going to get into now. We don't have time to talk, but
I know, I'm sorry.
I know.
They're like, they want us out of here like
yeah,
right at.
we have to go in like,
We're like-
what, 3 minutes?
Yeah.
2 minutes?
So sorry. And
Let's have
gonna
me
give
ring.
her- Yeah, yeah.
Because we're giving away the
Thank
tickets.
you so
We
much
got
for coming. I really
absolutely.
appreciate it. And
Here
hopefully
in a
you'll
little
stay
bit.
because we're going
Yeah,
to
we'll be
all
here for a
hang
while.
out. Okay, okay.
Absolutely.
all our
So much.
prizes.
I appreciate
Hanging
it.
out. All right.
So
All
J
right.
Snip is part of like my family's tree of getting into crypto. My mom got us into crypto, gave my husband and I a gift of Litecoin when we got married in 2017. That's how my family got into cryptocurrency. That's because my mom was following Bix Weir and Cliff High and all that. This isn't working? Okay.
It's not. Nothing.
There we go.
Hey.
I have to shout. My friend Miriam Haneen is here. Would you come up and talk to us? So we on our channel talk about personal responsibility in your health, your wealth, your safety, and Miriam is on this journey of that same kind of thing. And so she is fighting for everyone's health, and I'll let her tell you all about it.
Right.
I want to kind
You
of
look
tell everybody.
beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
It was nice. Can you
I'm
give me
so
a
glad
hug?
to see you.
Oh, you.
I'm so sorry that
I need the hug. I
late.
told you. I promised. Oh, come here. Oh, it's so late.
I'm really sorry that. Hello?
Hello, hello.
Yep, there you go.
So I go by the Bee Lady, and I brought Christopher Key with me, who's known as the vaccine police. And regardless of how you feel about this jab of poison, I guess you know how I feel, you should have the right to inject yourself as opposed to making it mandatory. So I want to just quickly speak a little bit about what I call techno-fascism. And then I will just, I know that.
Wait a minute. I might, we might not be live for this. Your vocabulary might.
Yeah,
get
I
me.
didn't know.
No.
I can.
We'll see you guys. Love you.
Okay, bye. I'm not made for
Yeah.